Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm excited to have you here today. We're about to explore a very important topic: 5 signs it's breadcrumbing, not love. In this presentation, we'll identify key behaviors that can help you recognize when you're being breadcrumbed instead of truly loved. We'll go through each sign so you can better understand the differences and protect your emotional well-being. Let's get started. So, what exactly is breadcrumbing? In today's digital dating world, it's become one of the most subtle yet emotionally exhausting tactics out there. Psychologist Dr. McNeil describes breadcrumbing as when someone strings another person along by giving sporadic attention, sending mixed signals, and engaging only on a shallow level. It's like they throw just enough crumbs of interaction to keep you hopeful and interested, but without any real intention of building something meaningful or committing. This behavior can really mess with your emotions because it keeps you hanging on, waiting for something that may never come. Understanding this tactic is key to recognizing it and protecting your own emotional well-being as we continue to explore the broader landscape of digital dating. Let's talk about the danger of false hope, which is a key aspect of breadcrumbing. Unlike genuine love, breadcrumbing relies on ambiguity and manipulation. It can feel very convincing at the start, maybe a flirty message, a sudden burst of attention, or just enough warmth to keep you hooked. That initial feeling can be very alluring. But as time goes on, cracks begin to show. The attention starts to fade, and the hints of something real disappear. It's important to recognize these signs early on to protect your emotional well-being. Remember, breadcrumbing is designed to keep you emotionally invested without offering anything substantial in return. It's a game of illusion, and understanding this helps you avoid wasting your energy on something that's not truly there. So stay alert and trust your instincts when things don't add up. Recognizing the red flags is a crucial part of understanding healthy relationships. On this slide, we're focusing on warning signs that can help you identify when you're not truly being loved, but rather breadcrumbed. Breadcrumbing is when someone gives just enough attention to keep you interested, but it's not genuine affection or commitment. There are 5 clear indicators that what you're experiencing isn't love, it's breadcrumbing. These signs can serve as red flags, and the more you recognize them, the better you'll be at protecting your emotional well-being. Throughout this presentation, we've talked about what healthy love looks like, and now we're turning to the warning signs that suggest otherwise. Keep these indicators in mind as you evaluate your own relationships, because understanding these signs can help you make more informed, healthier choices moving forward. Let's talk about the first sign, which is uncertainty and lack of clarity. When it comes to genuine love, it should bring a sense of stability and clarity to your life. If someone truly cares about you, they'll make their feelings clear and consistent. You won't be left guessing or wondering where you stand. However, when you experience breadcrumbing, it's a different story. Breadcrumbing keeps you stuck in a state of confusion and doubt. It's that pattern where someone gives just enough attention to keep you interested, but never fully commits or communicates honestly. Understanding this distinction is really important because it helps you recognize what real love looks like, something that's transparent and reassuring, rather than ambiguous and confusing. It fits into the bigger picture of healthy relationships, where honesty and clarity are key. On this slide, we're diving into the tactics used by breadcrumbers to keep you confused and off balance. One of the most common tricks is making you never quite sure where you stand. They leave you questioning the relationship, wondering if you're even on the same page. It's a way to keep you engaged without offering clarity. Another tactic is giving vague responses when you ask for answers. Instead of being straightforward, they might change the subject or avoid the question altogether. This keeps you guessing and prevents you from gaining real insight into their intentions. And then there's the so-called situationship. The relationship feels undefined, without clear labels or direction. It's like they want to keep things open-ended, with no real commitment in sight. Now, it's important to understand that this uncertainty isn't accidental. It's a deliberate strategy. By keeping things vague and undefined, the breadcrumber benefits from your attention and emotional investment, all without the obligation of a real commitment. It's a way to have the best of both worlds, getting your affection without offering much in return. All right, let's talk about sign 2, inconsistent communication. A healthy partner, really, shows consistency. They check in regularly, respond in a timely manner, and genuinely seem interested in your life. But breadcrumbers, on the other hand, thrive on inconsistency. For example, they might message you only when it's convenient for them, never really considering your schedule or your needs. Then there's the silent treatment, long silences that are often followed by sudden bursts of attention. This back and forth creates emotional whiplash, making it hard to predict what's coming next. And speaking of unpredictability, their communication patterns are all over the place, leaving you guessing when or if you'll hear from them again. This push-pull dynamic keeps you emotionally hooked because the uncertainty becomes almost addictive. And that's exactly why breadcrumbing works as a manipulation. It keeps you chasing after something that's never quite consistent. Let's talk about sign 3, no future planning. When someone truly cares about you, they naturally start to envision a future together. They might plan dates, imagine trips, or even discuss long-term goals. It's just a normal part of developing a serious relationship. But a breadcrumber, they completely avoid these conversations. They dodge talking about the future altogether. When you bring up commitment, they respond vaguely or dismissively. They might say things that sound non-committal or unclear, and the promises they make, if they even make any, rarely turn into actual plans. They may talk about it, but they never follow through. What does this all mean? It reveals their true intentions. They don't see you as a long-term partner. Instead, they're treating you like a temporary emotional placeholder, someone to keep around without any real commitment or future plans. And understanding this can help you recognize when someone isn't serious about building a future with you. On slide 9, we're discussing sign 4, lack of personal investment. Real intimacy, as we've seen, requires effort and vulnerability. It's about sharing your life, your fears, your dreams, opening up on a deeper level. But breadcrumbers tend to avoid that depth. They show shallow interest in your life. They might ask questions, but they don't truly engage with what matters to you. They keep their own inner world guarded, not sharing much about themselves, which keeps things surface level. And when it comes to introducing you to their world, they keep you away from their inner circle. No meetings with friends or family. This emotional distance is purposeful. It ensures the relationship remains at a superficial level. They want your attention, sure, but without the responsibility or effort needed for a genuine, meaningful connection. Understanding this helps us recognize these patterns and protect ourselves from investing in relationships that lack true depth. Let's talk about sign 5, hot and cold behavior. This is often one of the most emotionally draining signs of breadcrumbing because it creates a roller coaster of feelings. First, there's the hot phase, where they suddenly shower you with compliments and affection, making you feel truly special and valued. It feels wonderful, right? But then, things shift. Next comes the cold phase, where they become distant or even ignore you completely without any explanation. This unpredictability keeps you on edge, wondering what went wrong. Sometimes, when you confront them about this inconsistency, they might temporarily change. They act more attentive, more loving, more available, kind of like they're making an effort. But here's the key. It's often just a false change, and they slip right back into the same pattern. This cycle reveals that it's not genuine growth, but rather manipulation. They're not truly changing. They're just keeping you hooked with this on and off behavior. Now, why does this matter? Because breadcrumbing isn't a reflection of your worth. It's often about their avoidance, immaturity, or selfishness. The danger is that it keeps you stuck in limbo, draining your time, energy, and self-esteem, while preventing you from finding real, meaningful love elsewhere. What should we focus on? Consistency, clarity, mutual investment, respect, and a shared future vision. If you notice these hot and cold behaviors, remind yourself, you deserve more than occasional scraps of attention. Real love is steady, respectful, and nourishing, never confusing, sporadic, or manipulative.